जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र श्री राधे जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्री श्री पद्मावती वेंकटेश्वर बालाजी की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. Somebody can help me get this closer, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bas. Hare Krishna. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashlakaya Chakshuvannmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur. I thought because there is going to be initiation ceremony for a couple of days in GV, I am speaking from a few verses from the first canto, 5th chapter. What are the visible symptoms before initiation and what are the visible symptoms after initiation? So I will take 2 verses, okay? This is 1:5:24. Te mayyapeta kila chapalerbhake Dante drita kridanake nuvartini Chakru kripam yadyapi tulya darshanaha Shushe munayolpa bhashini Te mayyapeta kila chapalerbhake Dante drita kridanake nuvartini Chakru kripam yadyapi tulya darshanaha Shushrushamane munayolpa bhashini. Now all the men together can recite. Please repeat. Te mayyapeta kila chapalerbhake Dante drita kridanake nuvartini Chakru kripam yadyapi tulya darshanaha Shushrushamane munayolpa bhashini. Now Mataji together. You don't know the verse number? It is 1:5:24. You all can recite loudly together. Te mayyapeta kila chapalerbhake. Yeah. Te, they, mayi, and to me. Apeta, not having undergone. Akhila, all kinds of. Chapale, proclivities. Arbhake, and to a boy. Dante, having controlled senses. Having controlled the senses. Adrita kridanake, without being accustomed to sporting habits. Anuvartini, obedient. Chakruhu, did bestow. Kripam, costless mercy. Yadyapi, although. Tulya darshanaha, impartial by nature. Shushrushamane, unto the faithful. Muneha, the Muni, followers of the Vedanta. Alpabhashini, one who does not speak more than required. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, as Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Although they were impartial by nature, they means who? Bhaktivedantas. Okay? Those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their costless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. So 4 qualities Narada boy says he had the symptoms before initiation. Dante, Akridanake, Anuvartini, Alpabhashini. So he says that he was self-controlled, Dante. Akridanake, he had no attraction for frivolous sports. And Anuvartini, he says, he was a faithful follower, he was not naughty. Naughty means doing one thing in the front and then doing another thing behind the back. Correct, no? Yeah. Like for example, in the front, you behave like a good child. Like that's why in children, when teacher comes, they will sit, they will behave very nicely. When the teacher says, so all of you children, do your homework in the class next half an hour and then you all can go home. This is the last period. And the teacher says and leaves. Most of the fellows will make a lot of noise, you can see that. Tom, they will hit the benches, everything and play and go away. Do you think they'll do the homework? But when teacher comes, madam, good morning, madam. They'll sit like that. Huh? So, even in devotion service, somebody can put up a good show in the front and then behind the back they may do something else. Correct, no? That's called naughty behavior. So he says, I was not naughty, he says. And I did not speak more than required, alpa bhashani. Okay, one of you read the purport. Who has the mic with you? Mic, yeah.
Hare Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, all the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matters are only three, namely to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotional service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal back to Godhead. As such, Vedantavadis, or the followers of Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. Such Vedanta.
Yeah, so these three things he says, the Vedas talk about three subject matters: Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojana. Sambandha means relationship. Abhidaya means, certain procedures you follow. Prayojana is the love of God. For example, you connect with the college, that is Sambandha. And Abhidaya is the 4 years of engineering study. You study 50 papers and give the exam, correct, get the good results and everything. And Prayojan, you get placed in a job after earning the degree, correct? No? Similarly, two partners come together, they make a Sambandha. No? And then what is Prayojan? They invest money and set up a business going. And Prayojana is the profits when they grow in their business. Similarly, a man and woman come together in a sacred tie of marriage. That is Sambandha. And Abhidaya is they put up a grihastha ashrama, they stay together and then they beget children and raise them in Krishna consciousness. Abhidaya. And the Prayojan is the success in family life is, if a husband, wife, child as one unit, they all purify their heart and go back to God. So, in this way, everything you do in this world, it has these three things: Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojan. Connect and then perform and then get the fruits ultimately. For example, you got a seed. Then you got the seed, you got connected to your seed. Then you sow the seed and water it. Then the sapling grows into a mango tree. And Prayojan is you get mangoes. Correct, no? In the same manner, in the path of spiritual life, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the Sambandha is that you meet a spiritual master in your life and then Vaishnava Guru you got, and then be under the custody of the Guru and his instruction. In the shelter of Guru's lotus feet, you follow the Abhidaya. Abhidaya is actually the performance practices of devotion service. So, Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan, these three things are three prominent deities. Sambandha deity is Madan Mohan deity. Abhidaya deity is Govinda, Radha Govind. And Prayojan is Radha Gopinath. So, Madan Mohan, the word Mada in Sanskrit, in English, it's called mad. And that's why His Holiness Bhakti Swami says, mad and Mohan. He said, so, what does he do? He makes you mad after Krishna. Madan Mohan, he attracts the jivas by his beauty. Because he is called the original Cupid. That is another big subject. The difference between original Cupid and the material world Cupid. The original Kamadeva and material Kamadeva. There are many, many differences. There are more than 15 differences. But I will tell you 2, 3 very important ones. Original Kamadeva, Krishna, attracts all jivas, including cows, calves, deers, peacocks, monkeys, and gopas, gopis, Yamuna, everybody. Trees, plants also. Whereas the Kamadev in this world can only create attraction between members of the same species who are opposite sex. Like a dog attracted to she-dog, a pig attracted to she-pig, like that. Or a male attracted to female in this world. So that's one main difference between the original Kamadev and so Asali Kamadev, Nakali Kamadev. We can call it like that. Another difference, another important difference between original Kamadev is, actually if somebody is attracted to Krishna, the whole world will worship him. You will see that. Imagine somebody developed Divyonmad, like Lord Chaitanya. His love for God itself is worshipable, because from his two eyes, Ganga and Yamuna are pouring down. as Premashru. And that Prema is worshipable by the whole world. Anybody, even after so many years, when people simply think of Lord Chaitanya, they adore his character. Whereas in this world, if a man is running behind a woman, that is condemnable. Of course, you are allowed to get married. Even in married life also, if a man is too much attached to wife, then he is condemned, correct, no? Husband and wife should together become attracted to Krishna. So, that means Asali Kamadev attraction is welcomeable. And the Nakali Kamadev attraction is condemnable. That's another main difference. And the Asali Kamadev, Krishna, when you become attracted to him, you get purified, elevated, and reinstated in your eternal position, in your Swarupa, by getting attracted to Krishna. Whereas Nakali Kamadev, he degrades you to go to hell. If you become attracted to opposite sex and then you become mad, you go crazy, and then your behavior becomes not up to the standard. Many, many people have done so many foolish activities. That there can be, at the least and the worst we can say. In the least, a man is chasing after a woman and the whole world laughs at him, ridicules him, like Pururava running after Urvashi. On the other hand, the worst things can happen, like Nepal king's son Devendra. He was lusting after one society girl, and the family told, you cannot marry her, because that will really bring down the reputation of the family. You should marry a princess, somebody else. So he was adamant and he wasn't allowed. Then the result was that he was, one day he came and shot 18 members of the family. Mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, brother, sister, everybody he shot. That's a recent thing, in this century only. It's not something very old. In this, I don't know, it's 19, anybody knows the year, you can find out. Devendra, Nepal king's son. Not very old. It's recent, few decades ago only it happened. Can you imagine killing 18 members of the same family? It's like serial killer. Because of lust, he became angry. Kamat, Krodho bhi jayate. Very dangerous it is. So, in this way, so we want to be attracted to spiritual Kamadev or material Kamadev?
Spiritual Kamadev.
Yeah. Hence proved. That's the point. As I told you, 3, we can quote another 7, 8 differences between the two. So, it's always good for us to become attracted to Vrindavan Chandra. Radha Vrindavan Chandra. So, in Chowpatty days, in my very early days, one song used to be very attractive for me. We used to go to Saturday evening on Bhajan Sandhya. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Bole Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Krishna. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Shri Krishna. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Krishna. So, and then there will be characteristics of Krishna explained. And then Jaya Krishna. And then characteristics of Radharani explained. Then Jaya Radhe. And the song is a long song actually. It goes on. Very blissful song. Song about the Mr. Beauty and Mrs. Beauty. So, Mrs. Strong and Mr. Strong and Mrs. Strong. You may say, Krishna is strong, how is Radharani strong? She is also strong. As Sita, she lifted that Shiva Dhanush effortlessly with her left hand. And then she hit the branch of a tree and made the flowers fall, isn't it? And kept it down effortlessly. So, Mr. Beauty, Mrs. Beauty, Mr. Strong, Mrs. Strong. Everything, Mr. Wealth and Mrs. Wealth. They both are the object of worship for the devotees. So, in this way, if we become attracted to this divine couple, we can elevate our taste and consciousness rather than become stupid into ignorance by attraction to the material Kamadev. So, sambandha we have to make with the Lord through the agency of the spiritual master. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tata gurau tasyete katidakhyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. If you read the translation to that verse of yata toror mula nishechanana, you know the famous verse, right? Water the root of the tree, and the whole tree gets nourished. So there Prabhupada in one place translates like this. The pleasing the Supreme Lord Krishna through the agency of the spiritual master. He is like pouring water in the root of the tree. Like that he says. He doesn't say directly pleasing Krishna. We cannot please Krishna directly. Because adhikar to please him. Just like if you want to pour water in the root of the tree, you don't take out the tree and pour water. You pour in the sand, and the sand reaches the water to the roots. So the sand is spiritual master who is embracing Krishna in his heart. The sand is embracing the root of the tree. Similarly, the pure Vaishnavas are embracing Krishna in their hearts. So you give them and then they will give it to Krishna. So that is how we accept initiation. They engage us and they engage our energies and our time and our little talent, whatever we may have in Krishna's service. We may do some service, it's a mundane service, but they can spiritualize it. They have the potency to spiritualize because they have love, they can spiritualize it. We may not have love, but we can connect with the person who possesses love. So love for Krishna. So we follow his order and he sanctifies it. He purifies it. Just like, I remember when I was in Chennai, I used to go to buy milk. So when I would go to the counter, they will not give it. They will say, not here, go there. I would go there, what is that? And there already a long queue is standing. What is this queue? They say, you have to get a token first. Then I would stand in the queue and then you pay the money there and they give you around some plastic coin kind of thing. So you take that and then go and show this, then you get milk bottle. So Guru is like that. You directly go to Krishna, he says, not here, go there. You stand in the queue and then Guru gives, okay, you are surrendering properly, following four regulative principles, chanting the holy name 16 rounds, and you are aligned with, all Vaishnavas, you are not offending anybody. You are properly situated, Guru says, permission granted. And now you go and take that. Then there you get love of God. Correct, no? So, in this way, Sambandha is made with the Guru at the time of initiation. And Abhideya, therefore the Madan Mohan, correct, no? Madan Mohan is very charming, attractive. Original Kamadev is Krishna, Madan. Mohan means what? Mohan means one who attracts. Yeah. That is a very beautiful song. Where is the Mridangam? Who has the Mridangam? Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. Boliye. Radhika Manohara Madana Mohana Nanda Gopala Gopala Madana Mohana Nanda Gopala. See, Radhika Manohara means one who attracts the mind of Radharani. And his name is Madan Gopal. Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. And second line is different. Again I will sing it. Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. Bhakta Vatsala Nanda Gopala Gopala Bhakta Vatsala. Not only he attracts Radharani, he attracts the bhaktas also. He is very, very fond of his devotees. The Bhakta Vatsa. Vatsa is actually a calf. A calf when newly born has a lot of impurities in his body. But the mother cow licks and removes the impurities. Similarly, Krishna is very eager to remove the impurities in our heart. Just as the mother cow removes impurities in the calf. So we just have to connect with the very dear devotee of Krishna, Krishna Presthaya. One who is very dear to Krishna. Just like Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat. So Krishna agrees to speak Bhagavad Gita only when there is Arjuna. Similarly, cow will agree to give milk only when there is calf. Correct, no? So our spiritual master is like the calf. So he draws Krishna's mercy. And then we are also allowed to drink that milk. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam. After the cow drinks milk, we can also drink milk. We can also get that mercy. So, Bhakta Vatsal, we should not think I am a great Bhakta and Lord is Bhakta Vatsal. We should not think like that. We should think Guru is a great Bhakta. He is like a Vatsa of Krishna, and Krishna glances at him and sends his mercy through him, and I can also partake of that mercy. Correct, no? So we make sambandha with the Guru, and the Madan Mohan will become attractive for us gradually. Therefore, great gurus, they attract people to surrender to Krishna. It's likely that many of us might have been running here and there, chasing after money and post and prestige and fame and name. But after seeing a great Vaishnava, we became charmed by Krishna. Then we are agreeable. Instead of running after those things, now we are running after Krishna. That is sambandha. He charmed us. And Abhideya, the deity is Radha Govinda Dev. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the earth, one who gives pleasure to the senses, one who gives pleasure to the cows. All are called Govinda. So, how he gives pleasure? When you do Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchate. That time you get the bliss. You chant, just like we're singing now. We feel great bliss when you sing the Lord's names, when you render service to Lord, guided by the pure devotee. So, Radha Govinda Dev is one who receives our service. So, therefore, that is done by the Shiksha Gurus. So, Diksha Guru is Madan Mohan principle. He attracts and connects us to Krishna, and he goes away traveling different places. But the Shiksha Gurus are representing Radha Govinda Dev. They engage us in deity worship, they engage us in preaching, book distribution, different services. And then that is a long procedure. Abhideya, we have to patiently do that for years together so that Anartha Nivritti happens. And then Nishtha, Ruchi, everything comes. And then third one is Prayojan. What is the Prayojan? Love of God. Because the Bhakti Lata is given by the Guru. And then the Bhakti Lata Sinchan of the, Bhajana Kriya is done by Abhideya. And then when the creeper grows, very big, along with that some weeds also grow, correct, no? Weeds have to be removed carefully. Like Nishitachar, Kutinati, Jiva Himsana, Puja, Labha, Pratishtha, Adi, Upashaka, Gana. If you want to read more about the weeds, you can read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 19.159. And 160, 161, 2-3 verses are important. You can read that, 19 chapter 159. So, then remove the weeds. It's called as a feeding and fencing method. Feed the water, feed sunlight, feed manure. All this you have to feed for the Bhakti Lata creeper. And you have to put a fence of, surround yourself with devotees all around you. Always stay in the midst of devotees. Then you are safe. And fencing means fencing yourself with, following the 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling and all that. And also fencing includes avoiding Vaishnava Parada, Hatimata Parada. So those are things we should avoid. Avoid sins, avoid offenses. Sins are on material platform and offenses are on spiritual platform. Both should be avoided. Dhuli lep and vajra lep. Dhuli lep means if some dust comes on your body, you can throw some water or blow it. It will go off. But vajra lep means you put an iron rod in the fire and take it out. Like that you put it in the hand. That scar will not go away for a long time. Similarly, aparadas are on spiritual platform. You have to be very careful. They don't go away until prema stage. So, if you are getting initiated, we should avoid both dhuli lep and vajra lep. Both we should avoid. Avoid sins and offenses. And by avoiding, then you are fencing. So there is a feeding, there is fencing. Feeding includes chanting the holy name, 16 rounds, hearing the Bhagavatam class, associating with devotees, and worshipping the deity, Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, all those things are included. Whatever is favorable, accept it, no matter how difficult it is. Even if it is chill, cold winter, get up in the morning and come for Mangalarti. That is Anukulyasya Sankalpa. Pratikulyasya Varjanam means, no matter how pleasurable, throw it away. If it is not good for you. No matter how pleasurable it may be. So, one boy was telling me he was addicted to Netflix. So he was telling me, Prabhuji, I'm suffering like anything. I said, give up this facility for hearing and watching this. He said, Prabhuji, other than that, can you give another solution? I said, you want to hold on to suffering and you are asking how to get rid of suffering. Just like that story of the Janak Maharaj had one, Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra was holding on to the tree and what he told the tree? Leave me, he said. Ashtavakra laughed and said, you are holding on and you are asking the tree to leave you. Tree is not holding you. Who is holding? We are holding to Maya. So, Pratikulyasa Varjanam. We should be ready to give up things which may be, no matter how pleasurable it is, one has to give up. Like for example, one boy had a love affair during his college days, but then later on he got married to somebody else by the arrangement of the parents. So he was coming and saying, Prabhuji, sometimes the thought comes in my mind about the old partner with whom I was roaming, what to do. I said, curb it. You have to burn it out, purge it from your mind. Because now you're already properly married now. You are settled, you already have 2 children. Why to think of the old partner now? It's not going to do any good to you. Now, Prabhuji, some romantic thoughts are coming. You are selling. I think you need the beating of your Yamadutas, I think. You have a choice. Either get beaten by Yamadutas or you chant the holy name. You have the choice. You chant the holy names and purify such thoughts. Or wait for the death and Yamadutas will take you to another place and give you special treatment. Correct, no? So, therefore, Pratikulyasa Varjanam, whatever is not favorable, we should give it up. It's not good. It's not going to do any good for me. Give it up like that. So all these things, so feeding, fencing, one should know. That is Abhidaya. And then you will get Prayojana. Prayojana, you don't have to worry at all. You just focus on the first 2 steps only. Sambandha and Abhidaya. Prayojana is not in our hands. If Krishna is pleased with me, he will bestow the results. Anyway, if I couldn't match with Krishna's expectation, I should be ready to take 1,000,000 lifetimes. We should be ready. Whenever he will be pleased with me, he will take me back to his lotus feet. Otherwise, we are rightly situated. I have no worry at all. Even if it takes us 1,000,000 lives, why should we worry? We are rightly situated. We are in right association, doing the right activity. And it is the best thing one can do in this world, Krishna consciousness. Just to be a part of ISKCON and take initiation and serve under the lotus feet of Guru as per his instruction. You have nothing to worry. Read further. That's what he is saying here. If you see, the Vedas, the 3, namely to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead. So, the Prayojana deity is Radha Gopinath. Because the Radha Gopinath, where are they standing? Under the Vamshiva tree, isn't it? So 3 verses we will recite together. Jayatam Sarato Pangaur Mamandamater Gati Matsarvasva Padambojau Shri Radha Matana Mohanau Divyat Vrindaranyat Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnadara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devau Shrestali Vissevyamanav Smarami Shriman Razarasarambi Vamshi Vatatatastitah Karshan Venur Swanair Gopir Gopinata Striyestunaha. So, these 3 verses are focused on these 3 deities. So, Madan Mohan attracts you, Radha Govinda Devi engages you, and Radha Gopinath bestows love of God to you. So then you are allowed to dance with Krishna under the Vamshiva tree. So Prabhupada says, if you have to dance with Krishna, you have to become pure enough. Just like if you have to enter fire, your body has to be of fire. Similarly, if you have to dance with Krishna, then the gopis who are dancing with Krishna, they couldn't gain entrance into the rasa dance until they were completely pure, freed from lust. That is mentioned in 10.29.9, one long purport that talks about Shutichari gopis, Munichari gopis, Devakanya gopis, and they were all pure devotees. So we are also preparing ourselves to become a pure devotee one day. So we can also enter into Krishna's rasa dance. Yeah, and then go ahead. As such,
Vedantavadis, or the followers of the Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. Such Vedantavadis, or the Bhakti Vedantas, are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of devotional service. To them, no one is enemy or friend. No one is educated or uneducated. No one is especially favorable, and no one is unfavorable. The Bhakti Vedanta sees that the people in general are wasting time in false, sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of Godhead. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is roused up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas, the people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting, etc. But before the initiation, he, the boy, became more and more advanced in discipline, which is very essential for one who wishes to make progress in the line. In the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of actual human life, small boys, after 5 years of age, are sent to become brahmacharis at the Guru's ashram, where these things are systematically taught to every boy, be he a king's son or the son of an ordinary citizen. The training was compulsory not only to create good citizens of the state, but also to prepare the boy's future life for spiritual realization. The irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to children of followers of Varnashrama system. A boy was even injected with spiritual acumen before being placed by the father in the womb of the mother. Both the father and the mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from the material bondage. That is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget children for complete perfection. Without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient, no one can become successful in following the instructions of spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead.
Yeah. So here it is said how the Bhaktivedantas, they were very impartial. They were open to all. This is something very special. If you sit for a company interview, there are so many qualifications expected from you. How skilled you are, how smart you are in your own technical field, or in terms of your ability to manage people and things like that. Whereas in the path of Bhakti Yoga, there is practically no expectation except your willingness to follow the principles taught in the line by Guru. Correct, no? You can be rich or poor, you can be educated or uneducated. The boy actually had a very poor parentage. He comes from a Dasi family, Dasi Putra. Sometimes even Brahmins, they may not allow people of a lower class to enter the temple. Because of that, in India, many people got converted to either Buddhism or they became converted to Christianity or different things. Correct, no? Later on, Jamanalal Bajaj and Gandhi and all did a lot of revolution to have some Sanatana Dharma temples open for all. Correct, no? So Srila Prabhupada says that we are open to everybody across the globe. We have no restriction for anybody. Everybody is welcome. Even a person born in 10th class or 9th class, like Mlecha, Chandala, Yavana, they can become better than Brahmanas also by receiving the gift of the holy name. Chant the holy name and study Bhagavatam and you can become pure devotee. The one Brahman from South India, he was traveling, so he went abroad. He went to Canada and Russia and other places. So when he came back, he was telling me personally that I was shocked. He said, I went to ISKCON temple and there I saw foreigners wearing dhoti kurta and giving a class from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Reciting the shlokas eloquently in English. They were reciting and speaking and the class. And he got a very nice South Indian idli, dosa and all he got. He ate. He said, I couldn't believe my eyes. That's the first experience he had in ISKCON. He said, all across the globe, there are even people in foreign bodies who are reciting shlokas very nicely and Sanskrit shlokas nicely and speaking with so much depth of understanding of philosophy. This is Prabhupada's grace. So, Prabhupada did not do any pakshapat. He welcomed everybody. No partiality. Bhaktivedantas were like that. Because the boy went and asked them, oh, great souls, you all seem to be very happy, jolly in Krishna consciousness. I come from a very poor family line. So I am serving you, but I am also developing some eagerness to hear what you are speaking. Am I allowed? Or I am a Nich Jati or whatever. I am low class, low bond, so I am not allowed. They said, oh boy, you have the necessary qualification, which is only Shraddha. So you have that Shraddha, you don't need anything else. Shraddha mulye shuddhanam sehate te bikai. You have the adhikar to come and sit. You are also welcome to hear. That's why he says, Tatran vaham Krishna katha pragayatam anugrahena shravam manohara ta shraddhayamenu padam vishrinvatah priyashravasyangamama bhavat ruchi. He's saying, by that anugraha, I could hear Krishna Katha, he says. They allowed me to sit in their association and hear, and I developed even more ruchi, greater taste for Krishna Katha and Bhakti Yoga. In this way, this boy had 4 qualifications, which I told you, Dante, Akridanake, Anuvatine, Alpa Bhashini. Already he had some qualification, but then when he met them, these qualifications became stronger, more, because sometimes one may have good quality. Sometimes you see children, when they're newborn, they're very simple. But later on, by bad association, they get spoiled. You've seen that? When they go to school, they learn bad things. When they go to the school from other children. So this boy had no chance to get spoiled because he met Bhaktivedantas. In their association, he became more sober. He became sense-controlled. Which means even before initiation, all of you will see that you got some 3, 4, 5, 6, some people even 10 years opportunity to prepare yourself for initiation. So how do we prepare ourselves? We have to try to come to a stage of stability in spiritual life. Because in the beginning, we are not stable. When we were chanting 2 rounds, 4 rounds, there were up downs. Then we came up to 16 rounds. Some people, even after 16, they went back to 8 rounds. You've seen that people? Or some people are chanting 16 rounds for 2 years, some breakage came. Because of health issues or family issues or some financial crunch or something like that. So there has to be a stage where there is no breakage for 3 years or 4 years, at a stretch 16 rounds you chanted, or even more. And also reading of the Shastra enlightened you, you became developed. So the stage of initiation is a time when you are like a red hot iron. In our Smithy lab we used to do that. Put the iron in the fire. It is red hot. With tongs you take it out and hit it. Then you can make a round iron into a flat iron. Correct, no? You can convert it into a square. So when can you change the shape? When the temperature is very high. It becomes red hot, yellow hot, like that. Then you take it out. Then it behaves like fire. It doesn't behave like iron anymore. If you touch it to paper or cotton, it will burn it. Similarly, our body is mundane like iron. But you have to put it in the fire of Sankirtan, devotional service, which is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Achanam, Mandanam, all that we have been doing for many years. And then you become a serious devotee. We say fired up devotee. That's the meaning of that. What is the meaning of fired up devotee? There are 2 types of devotees, fired up and fried out. Fired up devotee means it's like that red hot iron. It behaves like fire. Yeah. We have material body, but the person is still seated in material body, but he behaves like a spiritual personality. He delights in, hearing the Bhagavatam, speaking Bhagavatam. He delights in kirtan. He delights in taking darshan of the deities. Delights in doing service to the Lord. He doesn't utter bad words with his mouth. All the things, Vachavekam, Manasavekam, Krodhavekam, isn't it? Atyahara Prayasa, all those things he avoids. Utsaha Nishyati adapts. Correct, no? That's a famous song, tells Bhakti Thakur teaches, isn't it? Oh He Vaishnava Thakura Goyara Sagara Vedase Karuna Kori. Boliye. Vaishnava Thakura Goyara Sagara Vedase Karuna. Diya Pada Chaya Sholahe Avaya Diya Pada Tomara Karana Dhori Chaya Veda Domi Chaya Dosha Shodhi Chaya Guna Leho Dase Jaya Satsanga Devo He Amare Jaya Satsanga Devo He Amare Toma Gosheti Sangira Che Gosheti Sangira. So these are the things which I told you just now. Chaya Vega Domi is first verse of NOI. Chaya Dosha Shodhi is the second verse. And Chaya Guna is the third verse. And Chaya Satsanga is the fourth verse. So these are things we can focus before initiation. Study these things, make an effort to implement these things in our life. So we are preparing ourselves to become a fired up devotee, like iron rod put in fire. So he says Dante. Dante means self-control. That means his manasavegam, krodhavegam, he controlled. Akridanake, he was free from frivolity, prajalpa, useless sports. Yeah. So otherwise we waste a lot of time in video games, or we waste time in playing cricket. So much time people spend in various type of, or watching Netflix, as I told you, watching TV hours and hours. So similarly, if we are not self-controlled, then our all the six urges will pull us in different directions. Similarly, alpabhashani means avoiding prajalpa, useless talk, useless argumentation, debate, blasphemy, fault finding, speaking dirty words, or speaking katuvachan unnecessarily, uh, or criticizing everybody in the world, like criticizing politicians, criticizing world, everybody, blaming everybody. All this should be avoided by a devotee. And the Andal in her song, she says, மையேட்டெழுதோம் மலரிட்டு நாம் முடியோம் செய்யாதன செய்யோம் தீக்குறள் சென்றோதோம் ஐயமும் பிச்சையும் ஆந்தனையும் கை காட்டி உயுமாரெண்ணி உவந்தேலோரெம்பாவ. She's saying that if we want to attain Krishna, she's saying that we will rise early in the morning and then we will take a bath and chant the holy name. And we will utter the holy name with the tongue, but we will not speak ill of anybody. She's telling. Tikural Sendrodom. No, we will not, rumor mongering we will not do. And Mayit means we will not put kajal in our eyes and comb our hair very nicely. She says that we will not too much pay attention to decorating ourselves. Instead, we will decorate Krishna. Like that we will be absorbed in decorating Krishna. And then we will also be eager to give charity, because yajna dana tapaschaiva pavanani anishinam. So we will give charity for Lord's service to the poor, sick and needy. We will not try to hold the wealth for our own future selfish enjoyments. So in this way, a devotee of the Lord should cultivate the qualities which are anukul for going closer to Krishna. In this way, Dante, Akridanake, Anuvartini. Out of this four, Anuvartini is the most important. Obedient. Obedient to the saintly persons. If you are obedient to Bhaktivedantas or saintly persons, all other qualities will automatically come. But if I am not obedient, then even good qualities will go away after some time. There is no use possessing many good qualities without obedience to a great soul. It's not very useful. When His Grace Burijan Prabhu came to Pune, down we had one brahmachari class. So he asked all of us, what is the goal of joining brahmachari ashrama? What are we trying to achieve? Somebody said humility and tolerance. He said, that's good, he was saying. Tolerance, learning to study Shastra. Somebody said respect. Almost he heard 20, 30 qualities. Devotee said exhausted, but he didn't agree with any of them. At last one devotee said obedience. Said, yes, that's it. He said, that's all. Ultimately, if you have learned to be obedient to Guru, you will not cross the Lakshman Rekha laid by the Guru. You will strictly remain within that. Then you have achieved perfection in your life. One should not try to surpass the Guru by considering oneself to be over-intelligent. One should always be humble. So these are qualities you have to cultivate even before taking initiation. Now I am only wondering how will I speak about the verses after initiation. So I'll give it as a homework to you. So that is 1.6.1 to 5. Okay? 1.6.1 up to 1.6.5. So there, Vedavyas is asking Narada, after you got initiated, what did you do? What were the visible symptoms? So although I promised you I will speak, I have no time to speak, but I have given you as a homework so you can read and find out, because many are going for initiation. So after initiation, what qualities we should cultivate, correct, no? that you can read 1.6.1 to 1.6.5. Radheshyam Prabhu ki. I can take 2-3 questions till 9:15 I can take. Then I will leave you. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a very wonderful class.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, morning in Japa talk you mentioned that Guru comes like a blue moon and he will give initiation and carries on, and disciple has to follow the instruction whole life. So I was wondering, how does Guru...
That has been the way, if you see the Vedic literature, everywhere. And do you find that, Guru is round the clock taking report of sadhana card? What do you think? You show me any place like that? There are some traveling disciples with Durvasa Muni. Not everybody will be traveling, I think. Sometimes he goes to place traveling. Most of the fellows will be staying in their own places. Some may be traveling with him. But otherwise, Narada meeting Mrigari, I told that example, or Brahma getting one tapa instruction, that's all, from the Lord. After that, 100 celestial years, no other interaction. You just take that homework and then you do it. In company also, you will see, the company, they connect you through offshore projects to America. They give you one project and they tell you their expectation and they leave you with that. Sometimes 3 months, 4 months, some projects go for years also. There is one fellow working in an IT company. When he takes one project, works for 2 years also. And then again he connects with the team and takes one more. Which means, in the same manner, Guru has already given us instructions. Books are there, his instructions are there, guidance is available. He has told us what to do. Then I think what remains is to faithfully follow what we have been taught. Correct. Now that's what I was telling. Yes.
So Prabhuji, my question is, whatever services I am doing in temple and contributing for the mission, how does he come to know what seva I am doing for his pleasure?
Through the medium of Paramatma. Because Super Soul is in your heart. Super Soul also is in Guru's heart. So Super Soul is the via medium. So if actually your desires are known to your Super Soul before you know them. You have not yet detected some of the desires you may have, but he knows. So he has that level of sarvajnata, correct? No? Sarvajna means he is all-knowing. And so he is in your heart and his heart. So as soon as your Guru looks at you, then the Super Soul in his heart tells him that he is a good devotee. He has done nice services. So Guru I'll tell you an example. When Guru gives names also many times, you will be surprised how he gave this name. Like you see in Pune, we got one devotee called Amal Kirtan Prabhu. He's a wonderful Kirtanier. So Maharaj gives names like that sometimes. So how, like for example, Maharaj gave me Radheshyam Das. So I am very naturally fond of speaking more from Bhagavatam. And he gave my friend Gauranga Das. He always goes to CC. You have seen that Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sambadi. Wherever he goes, he will start that. He just spontaneously he goes to that. You have seen that? So sometimes you will see when he gives names, how he gives, we don't know. He is divinely inspired. So we are confident that even though you may make a nice report and submit to Guru for his perusal, you can do that. But even if you don't do, you can be assured that Lord will convey to Guru through the medium of Super Soul. And then you are going to tap that mercy. Yasya prasadad, bhagat prasada. That you can be assured. If you are working in a company, many times you have to make sure that you don't miss the amount. Correct. Now, I have done this also, please instantly make sure it comes. But in spiritual line, it's not like that. So the spiritual line, because we are ultimately serving Krishna, so he makes sure that the matter is conveyed.
And Prabhuji, last question. What is the meaning of Diksha exactly when someone asks?
Diksha. Divyam jnanam yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankshayam. Sankshayam. So that is ksha. And divyam jnanam yato dadyat is di. Di ka means Guru gives divine knowledge and then you faithfully follow the chanting of the holy name and following the 4 relative principles by which kuryat papasya sankshayam. He destroys your baggage of sinful reactions and liberates you. Then you go back to Godhead. That's Diksha. Clear?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, here, Radhanand Prabhu. Yeah.
Puji, in the purport Srila Prabhupada mentions, so the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting, etc.
Actually, that is sometimes done by the Gurus owing to their costless mercy. Because this boy was rendering seva. Based on his seva bhav, spirit. The Bhaktivedantas sometimes may give initiation. And then the boy, his other childish proclivities and all will disappear. For example, Prabhupada gave Haridas Prabhu. He called him and gave him his own mala, he gave him. Correct, no? Sometimes they may be extra merciful to a jiva who may not be fully qualified sometimes. They may do that, especially those who have rendered personal service like that. They may get that type of special mercy one may get. So, like I remember in one case, one Mataji was chanting 16 rounds for many years and she wanted to take initiation. The husband was just qualified. He was not very qualified. He has come to 16 rounds, he has completed the number of years, but he is more into business. He has no other time. So he told his Guru Maharaj, I can only chant 16 rounds, the rest of the day I need for my business. I have no time to read books. I have no time to attend any weekly program. I can just chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regs, that's all. And the Guru told him, don't worry, your wife will take care of you. And he gave both of them initiation. Correct, no? And then after that, after initiation, my Lord, he made such a change in his lifestyle. He got abundant time for attending classes because he thought that, I am, he mercifully gave me the initiation. Now I have to take it seriously. It happened. But those are all unique, special cases. We cannot apply it generally. Like for example, my special master says 3 years. 3 years you have to complete 16 rounds. So there are some students who have completed only 2.5 years. But they have done a lot of services. They have done a lot of seva. And they are also fixed up. Now, they may have some deficiencies, little bit, but they are ready for initiation because they have a lot of faith in Vaishnavas. They have faith in the process. They are practicing also. They have not completed the 3 years. Sometimes we send them because the initiation may come only another after 5 years it may come. Another 4 5 years. So we may send them, borderline case we say, no? Sometimes we send like that. Alright? And then there's one other hand up. Yeah.
Guruji, after the physical absence of Guru means if he departed from the world, so how we should follow his instruction, determination, just like Prabhupada disciple follows his instruction.
Yeah. You yourself have answered your question. How Paramahansa Gopaksh Maharaj in 1977 Prabhupada left the world. Till now how he lived. So you have to study his character very carefully. Simply study the character of Prabhupada disciples like His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, His Holiness, all these people. They were all early devotees. And then there are others who came a little later. His Holiness Ranath Maharaj, His Holiness Chandramani Maharaj, like that. Then His Holiness Bhakchar Maharaj. So you can see that these people, how they have lived in the period when, recently I was in Attapur, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj had come. So they were, some 3-4 brahmacharis were giving oil massage. So Maharaj was telling, see, I have a foreign body and this body is not suitable to live in India because he is born in England, but I have to, my service calls me here. Majority of my disciples are here, I have to be here. So somehow or other, I have to keep the body going. Whatever treatment I have to take, so that I'll be able to please Prabhupada, who has many desires to do in this world. So these devotees, they think they are property of Prabhupada. My body is Prabhupada's property. My heart is Prabhupada's property. My time is Prabhupada's property. I should not waste 1 minute, 1 moment. So I had to meet him. I said, Maharaj, after your massage, I'll come and meet you. I said. He said, no, along with massage you can meet. He said, I never waste my time in massage time also. I make sure I am dictating some letters or I am hearing some Prabhupada's lecture. I am doing something. Let this go on. This is for the body. And for me, engagement, I can be engaged. So you can see that, so that we can get thrilled by their personality, how they are faithfully following Prabhupada. Therefore, especially young boys like you have the opportunity to go and serve sannyasis personally also. You can wash their clothes or you can cook for them or you can travel with them, hear lectures from them. Many Matajis, they have a lot of enthusiasm, but they have limitation due to their feminine gender. They can only hear the instruction and follow. They are not allowed to go beyond a certain limit. But young boys, just as this boy, our Dasiputra, how he served. So you also have opportunity to serve. And this question will never come in your mind after you render service, because you will get to watch them very closely. That was one big advantage for me. And I was made as the president here. So every time I will welcome some great soul to Pune, I get time to spend with them, meet them, watch their life very closely, and that's very helpful for us to develop more enthusiasm and inspiration. Major inspiration I have in my spiritual life comes from watching such great souls, watching them, associating with them closely, asking questions, because they actually they are walking on the surface of the globe, but they are just like fully spiritual personalities. So without accessing such great souls, everything will remain theoretical for us. That's why I tell that your brahmacharis also, whenever any visiting great souls come, go and spend some time with them. So we have to serve and observe. Both we should do. Render some practice. Don't just keep on asking questions to them only. One time, who is that? Purnachandra Maharaj, he was teaching us Bhagavad Gita. He said, Radheshyam Prabhu, this devotee is Krishna Sagar, he said. I give him the title, Prashna Sagar. He asks many questions. So sometimes we can ask questions, but after asking questions, we also should do service. Therefore, tadviddhi pranipatena prashnena sevaya. Because many questions will become cleared when we do service. It's getting late now. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki.